loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is gisleniq if this is your first time here. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I'm going to be doing my hair, my makeup, and getting dressed with you guys. So if you guys want to see what look I come up with, or you just want to chit chat and get ready with me, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my hair. So I don't really have any specific idea for what I'm gonna do with my hair. I'm just gonna curl it, and then once I curl it, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do, if I'm just gonna leave it down or if I'm gonna, you know, style it in some way. So I don't have the actual packaging, but I believe I'm using Rizo's Curl. This is the first time that I had bought products, and I like it. I don't think it's anything super special, but I like it. It performs well on my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and just probably time lapse this because, you know, it's the same process. I just kind of part my hair, comb it out, make sure that it's not tangled or anything. And then usually if I was home, I would have like a sprayer bottle, and then I would spray my hair to like rehydrate it because my hair gets really dry quickly. But I don't have a sprayer bottle here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just comb in all the product into my hair. And I'm gonna try to put, I usually put a little bit more product because I don't have the sprayer bottle to rehydrate my hair. I just go ahead and section off my hair into little sections, and that way I can distribute the product evenly into my hair. And then I will like take whatever pieces that I just put the product in, and I'll go from the bottom and I'll just grab all the pieces and just kind of scrunch it, and that way it could help with defining the curls. And then sometimes I'll take my brush and just comb it out as well, and that also helps with defining the curls. And so yeah, so just repeat the same process throughout every single section of my hair until I'm done. And then once I'm all done, then I'll come back and then we'll start talking once I start doing my makeup and things of that sort. So yeah.
Sé que se nota, yeah. Tranqui que la virgencita me tiene la buena. Baby, es que en esos tiempos es duro de verdad. Yeah. Ponerle cora a lo que se siente, pero contigo se va la mente, yeah. Esa boquita y ese flow que me mata. Todas tus amigas dicen que eres bien sata. El color de tu encaje nunca lo vamos a olvidar, yeah. Severo vuelo aquí con mi azafata. Tremendo chilling inhalando la mata. Baby, nada de visaje, que lo chimba a conectar, yeah. Que lo chimba a conectar, como el sol con Miami. Esta noche dijo que ya mi mami. Deja que me enamore, flow Gabriela Bad Bunny. Escribirte canciones pa' ganarnos el Grammy, comprarnos la Habana. Contigo ya me siento un bacán. Son momentos que ya no pasarán, yeah. Esa boquita queriéndome besar, yeah. Que bien loquito queriéndome casar.
Alright, side one is complete. I'm gonna go ahead and start on this side.
Algo espectacular, yeah. Esa boquita y ese flow que me mata. Todas tus amigas dicen que eres bien sata. El color de tu encaje nunca lo vamos a olvidar, yeah. Severo vuelo aquí con mi azafata. Tremendo chilling inhalando la mata. Baby, nada de visaje, que lo chimba a conectar, yeah. Conecta como Bluetooth, burme como cordon blue. Quiero ver la curva, baby, no apague la luz, que no es necesario. Y en el barrio habrá más chimba, pero nunca como tú. Nadie a mí me ha visto como tú lo haces. Ya con los demonios se hicieron las paces. Va a ser como tú, solamente se nace. Baby, de mi vida tienes el enlace. Que se nota, yeah. Tranqui que la virgencita me tiene la buena. Baby, es que en esos tiempos es duro de verdad, yeah. Ponerle cora a lo que se siente, pero contigo se va la mente, yeah. Esa boquita y ese flow que me mata. Todas tus amigas dicen que eres bien sata. El color de tu encaje nunca lo vamos a olvidar, yeah. Severo vuelo aquí con mi azafata. Tremendo chilling inhalando la mata. Baby, nada de visaje, que lo chimba a conectar, yeah.
Alright, my loves, so this is my hair all done. I try to do that as quickly as possible because my hair is really what takes me the longest. Well, not necessarily, but I just don't really like to do my hair because it's just so much work to do it. And curly hair is cute and all, but it's way more work than I think people know or think. And so I always dread having to curl my hair, but it's done. Hopefully it curls nice, because that's another thing with curly hair. You can do the same exact steps, use the same exact products, but your hair, you just don't know how it's gonna come out. So hopefully my hair cooperates with me, because if not, the pictures won't look that great. Hopefully my hair dries, because I don't want to be looking like a wet dog in the pictures, but we shall see. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands and then get started on my makeup. I already did skincare and everything. I just used this Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream and then my Ole Hendrickson Banana Bright Eye Cream as usual. So yeah, so let me wash my hands and then I'll be right back. Right, so to start, I'm gonna go ahead and use my usual Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is my favorite primer of all time. I just feel like my makeup always applies really well when I use that primer, and it lasts a very long time. So that's my favorite primer. That's what I always use. And because I'm doing a photo shoot, oh, which actually, I don't even think I told you guys. So let me rewind it back a little bit. So as you guys can see, my background, my setup is a little different from my normal videos. So I'm actually currently in the Dominican Republic. I'm here for my 1-year wedding anniversary with my husband, obviously. And we came back to the same exact resort where we got married 1 year ago today. Not the day you guys are watching this, but the day I'm filming this, which is July 8th, 2023. We got married on July 8th, 2022. So my husband set up a little photo shoot for us as a little wedding anniversary. And so that's what I'm currently getting ready for. So I'm just gonna do like a basic makeup, nothing too crazy, because I don't want to be having too much makeup in my pictures. So for eyebrows, I'm literally not even gonna paint them in or fill them in, because my eyebrows are pretty thick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my Benefit 24-hour brow setter, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set my eyebrows while my primer sets into my face. And then I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do for eyeshadow. I am gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow just because I don't want like the rest of my face to have makeup and then nothing on my eyes. But to prime my eyelids, I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my NARS concealer. This one's kind of running out, so I don't have much. And then I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger. I honestly love to use my finger to blend out concealer, because I just feel like it blends a lot nicer. And then if I use a beauty blender, it picks up a lot of product. So I feel like if I use my fingers, I can still distribute all the product that I put on my face, and it blends really nicely into the skin as well. All right. Okay, and then for eyeshadow, the eyeshadow palette I'm gonna be using is a throwback. This is the Modern Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I remember this was like the palette that everybody used a few years ago, and I never had it. And then Sephora was having a sale during July 4th, and they had this palette on sale for 50% off. And I was like, you know what? Now is the time for me to pick it up and see what all the hype was about. And honestly, I get what the hype was all about, because this palette is really, really nice. They have a lot of colors. They have your, you know, transition colors, but then they have some nice bright colors as well. Your pinky, your pink colors, your oranges. So I really, really like that. I'm trying to look for a, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with this brush that the palette comes in with. And honestly, I'm just gonna go in with, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Raw Sienna. And I'm just gonna put that right in my crease and just kind of blend that out. I'm nervous though because I was using this brush with the purple shade and I really don't want the purple shade to show up, but I think it's actually okay. So like I said, we are currently in the Dominican Republic, and today we've just kind of been, we had an agenda. We got up this morning and we wanted to go to the gym, and then we had massages, which was super nice. We scheduled the massages and they said that we could go in an hour before to do this like hydrotherapy, and they kind of took us around and they did this, like they had this room that it was like a salt room, and we sat in there for a little bit, and they took us into like this steam room, and you did like a cold shower, and then it was like a sauna, and then you did like a water plunge, like a cold water plunge, and then after that we went into the hot tub, and then after that we went into like this pool, and then we had a massage. So it was really nice. It was a really good experience, and the spa here is like really nicely decorated, which I really enjoy as well. I am a person who really appreciates aesthetics and when things are nicely decorated, and that's one thing I really like about this resort, that you could tell that they put a lot of effort into just the decorations of it, and it wasn't just like one of those things they just slapped together. They actually put a lot of effort into how everything looks, and so I really appreciate that. All right, so I just kind of put that shade into my crease and kind of blended it out, kind of to create almost like a wing effect, but just with the shadow. And so now I think I'm really just gonna put this gold shade, it's called Primavera, on the lid, and then just call it a day, because like I said, I want to just mostly focus on the face and the skin more so than the eyes. So I just put that on, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and go in again with that Raw Sienna shade and just blend out the edges so everything is nice and seamless. And I would love to do eyeshadow, I would love to do an eyeliner, like a wing liner, but I know that that takes a lot of time and patience, and that's not really something I have right now. Well, I have patience, but I don't have the time to sit here and figure, make sure that the wing is perfect. So I'm not even gonna bother with it. But that is something that if I had the time and I was doing a look like this, I feel like a wing liner would just tie this look in perfectly. So yeah, but I kind of like how that looks. It's like timeless, very cute, and it'll go perfect with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this two-piece set from Meshki that I got last summer. It's just like this white two-piece set, and it has these like gold details, and it's really cute, and it's perfect for the photo shoot. All right, so I'm happy with the eyes, and I'm just gonna leave the eyes how they are. I'm not gonna put mascara or anything, because once I do my face, I wanna kind of see if there's anything that I wanna add, maybe add a little bit of a darker shade to deepen the eyeshadow a little bit more, but I kind of want to just do my face first and just kind of get a feel for how everything looks. So I've kind of changed my makeup routine, my face routine a little bit. Before I used to do concealer, then contour, and then blush, but I kind of like to do contour, blush, and then concealer. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So for my cream contour, I'm using Glam. This is in the shade Terracotta. And I just got these Glam products, and I'm actually very surprised with how good they are, especially for the price. I think each of these was like $8, which is crazy because they perform so well, and they have a wide range of shades as well. So I really appreciate when brands have a variety of shades so that everybody is able to pick up something. And I'm gonna go in with this Luxie small contouring brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out that contour. All right, so I just finished blending out the contour, and I know it looks a little crazy right now, but trust the process, because the first time I did this, I was like, how am I gonna pull this together? But it all comes together, so don't worry. Okay, and so then I have these two cream blushes right here. These are also from Grwm, and I have two. There's one that's Love Cake, and then the other one is Rose Ritual. Let me see. I'm not sure which one I want to use. I think I'm gonna use Rose Ritual because it's a little deeper, and because I have a tan, I feel like it would look nicer on my skin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this. And I kind of put some on my nose too, because I like that look of kind of like a rosy nose. Kind of looks, you know, sun-kissed. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. And I'm also using this Luxie round top blender brush to blend that all out. All right, so that's all blended. And sometimes once I finish with my concealer, I go in and put a little bit more blush because sometimes I feel like the concealer tones down everything. And so if I feel like I need to add more blush, then I'll just go ahead and go in once I'm done with my concealer. I like to make sure I do all my cream products before I set, because you always want to do all your cream products before you put any powders, because then, you know, your makeup might start breaking up. So just also something to keep in mind. Right, so for my concealer, I'm gonna be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, another one of my favorites. So I'm gonna be using two shades. I have Tiramisu, and then I'm gonna also be using Praline. So I usually use Macadamia, which I have with me now, but the first night I used Macadamia, and then when I took pictures, I felt like there was a lot of flashback and my under eyes looked really light. And I actually bought Praline by mistake, but I'm glad that I didn't return it and just brought it with me, because I feel like it's the perfect shade for me and my tan right now. So I go in with the shade Tiramisu at the center, kind of closer to my nose, because I feel like that's where the majority of my darkness is. And so I want to use a little bit of a lighter concealer to conceal that darkness. And then I use the darker concealer at the edges. And that, like I said, helps me kind of clean up everything. And then I also, so as you guys can see, I just put that, I just put the Tiramisu right at the center of my face, and then at the outside of my face, and then everywhere else. Because I don't use foundation. I just feel like I don't really love the look of foundation, because I feel like my face looks a little too cakey. So I just kind of use concealer as the replacement for that. And then I'll put some on my chin. I'll put some down here. Again, as it's acting as a corrector. And if I have any pimples or anything like that, like right there, I'll just use my concealer. And then I put some on my forehead to just add some more brightness. And then right at the tip of my nose. And then I use a brush to blend out the concealer around my face, and then the concealer on my eyes, I use my fingers. So as you guys can see, I just blended out that concealer, and then what I'll do, because it kind of goes into where that contour is, I'll take the same brush. I won't put any more product, but I'll just go in with the brush that I use to blend out my contour, and then I'll just go into that area just to kind of help blend out, and that way there's no like harsh lines or anything like that. And then once I do my powder bronzer, that will also help as well with blending out any harsh lines as well. All right, and then I'm just gonna take my fingers to blend out my concealer. All right, so I blended out all of the concealer. So immediately after I blend out my concealer, I go in, I set with a powder, because my under eyes are pretty creasy. So if I don't set right away, then it just doesn't, it creases up too much, and then the powder doesn't set into my face very well. All right, so I use these little powder like face puffs, and I'm gonna be using the One Size powder. I love this powder. I feel like it's very good. It almost kind of gives me like an airbrush finish. And so I take some on this little puff, and then once I pick it up, I dab it on the back of my hand so any excess powder goes on the back of my hand. And then I'll take my finger, blend out the concealer one more time to make sure if there's any creases or anything that kind of stuck to my face in a weird way. I kind of blend that out, and then I'll take my my powder and just tap that into the face. And I don't like to have excess powder because I try to make sure that I tap it into my face so that the powder is going into the skin, and that way I don't have any extra powder to kind of dust away. If I do have extra powder to dust away, then obviously I will, but I try to make sure that I put just enough powder so that it goes into my skin. So you see, it kind of just gave it more of a like seamless look. And then I'll just take whatever excess powder and I'll just tap that into my face anywhere else where I put any concealer. And you can see how it kind of brought down the contour and the blush that I did. And so now I'll go in with powder to kind of bring the dimension back into my face. All right, now moving on to the next side. Tap out the concealer. Have my powder puff. Put it on the back of my hand and then set it into my eyes. And then I'm just gonna go ahead, set my forehead. Sorry if it seems like I'm rushing, but I kind of am rushing, so. All right, so now I'm gonna go back to the eyes really quickly. So I'm gonna take a very small definer brush. So I have this Morphe X Ariel. This is the A18, and it's just this really small brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that raw sienna shade and then just put it under my eyes, just to bring a little bit of dimension into my eyes. And I also try to connect that to the shadow on top as well. That way it kind of has this like seamless look. And I'm not gonna bring that too far into my eyes because I don't want my eyes to look too dark, but just enough, kind of like from the middle of your eye to the outer edge. And then I'm gonna repeat on the other eye. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that raw sienna in the crease, just because some of it kind of went away when I put my concealer. Perfect. I'm done with the eyes, so I just need to do mascara, but I do mascara once I set my face. So before I set my face, I'm obviously gonna finish up with my powder products. So I'm using this Full Fantasy blush palette. This is the Lunar Beauty x Laura Lee Cosmetics collab. This is what the palette looks like. It's super cute. So I'm using this shade right here as my bronzer. It's like their deeper blush shade, but I actually really like to use it as a bronzer. So I'm using this Morphe X Ariel brush. This is the A58. And I'm just gonna go ahead, take some of that, and then use that to contour my face. All right, and now for blush, I'm gonna be using the Peachy Keen shade. It's this like orangey, peachy color. And I'm just gonna put that right on my cheeks. All right, I'm all done. Just gonna go ahead and set my face. And I'm gonna go in with my mascara. All right, and then I'm gonna be using my telescopic for my bottom lashes. All right. The face is complete, so I'm gonna get dressed and then I'll come back. Hi loves. Okay, so I kind of didn't really get to finish the video because I was in a rush, So I figured I'd get back on and show you guys kind of how everything turned out. So my hair actually turned out pretty okay. I actually kind of like how it looks. The question will be, how does it look in the pictures? Because it was kind of windy, so I'm not sure how it's gonna look. But it curled really nicely, so I'm happy about that. And I'm really happy with how the makeup came out as well. And then I wanted to hop on and show you guys the lip combo that I did. So I used this KKW Beauty lip liner and then the Makeup by Mario Barely Pink. So let me just go ahead and put that. So I just did a little bit of that, and then afterwards what I would do is just take the lip liner and then just go in and line my lips. All right, so that's kind of how the lips turned out. And then for jewelry, I just went ahead and put on these Bottega dupes, which I really like. And then let me show you guys my outfit. Okay, so here is my outfit. So I just have on this two-piece set from Meshki, and then it has this little gold detail, which I feel like is perfect with my gold accessories. So I'm just wearing this gold ring and then my wedding rings. And then right now I have on these gold heels, but for the photo shoot I actually wore these gold sandals that I got from Aldo. They're actually the sandals that I wore on my wedding day. I just put these heels on now, and that's probably what I'm gonna wear for the rest of the night. But yeah, so I absolutely love how the look turned out. I just wanted to hop on camera and show you guys how the final look turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified every single time I post a new video, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.